Tesla officially made an all-time high. We closed at 424.77, up 23 bucks. That's 5.93% up post-market. We are down just a little bit. So let's look at this historic day. This is a historic day because Tesla has never been this high since when? Since when? Let's take a look. We have all of the data right here. All of the data is right here. Since this little candle right here, November 4th, 2021. This is where we did the all-time high. This also means that for 3 years, if you own Tesla for 3 years, you have been flatlining in terms of value. You had a certain value right here. And it took 3 years to get back that value because Tesla fell a lot. It was at 400 bucks at the time before the split that we had right here. Before the split, we were talking about 1,200 bucks. So Tesla was at 1,200 bucks. Let's call it 400. It went as low as 100 bucks. So the people that held, if you held, you have balls of steel, which I don't have, because you saw your worth get divided by 4. So we are back to that number. So you are even, Steven. So was there a more efficient, a more optimal use of your money? I pretend yes. When a stock gets outside of a bullish channel, to me, this is the time to sell. And the bullish channel we had with Tesla lasted from March 2020 to approximately the beginning of 2022. This is where I think most of you, some of you could have sold, and you would have had 3 years with that money to make money elsewhere. 3 years. 3 years to buy another stock. But hey, okay, it is what it is. Tesla was into a downward trend at the beginning of since November 2021 until it started to come out this year. So trends are important if you want to maximize your returns. If you just want to buy and hold because the company is great, you don't have to look at trends. But at the same time, I'm going to continue to maintain that this is not optimal. This is really not optimal. In the end, you are okay. You are okay in the end. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened yesterday. We went above 403.30 briefly during the day, but then we came back down. This morning, this looked a lot better. Let's take a look at the 1-hour chart to understand how the day happened in more detail. So as I said, yesterday we came just a little bit below the 403.30, but we were still above our bullish channel right here. First hour of the day, boom, we crossed it. Crossed 403, which was the most important resistance. Then went on our way and we just basically never stopped. We just boom, we ran through. So the all-time high did not have much impact. We just went through it. We stopped just before it around noon, crossed it, bang, reverted back to it a little bit. If you take a look at the wick right here, this is the stock coming back to it, and then we continued. Just taking a look at the 1-hour chart, we see it a little bit better right here. So you see just before noon, bang, then boom, in 5 minutes, it was done. It was done, it was crossed. Then we retested it. So this is textbook. We have a break, we have a retest, and we continue. So this is just textbook. Now we are in uncharted territory in terms of the horizontal resistance, because the only horizontal resistance that was left is the one at 415.50. And now there are no longer any more horizontal resistance that we can look for. So we should be able to go a little bit further. We have other diagonal resistance that might impact the stock. We can take a look at that. So if we zoom out a little bit, The big one is right here. This is the big bullish channel resistance because Tesla is into a big bullish channel, a huge bullish channel that is spanning years, if not decades. If we continue at this rate within this current bullish channel we are in, the next one we are going to have to look at is it's going to start at 507 to 509 approximately. This is where we should be pausing a little bit. So remember this, 507, it's not 500. It's not 500, like it was not really 400 recently that we cared about, because the 400 basically, it had a little bit of influence, but not that much. The 500 is going to be the same thing, so not that much influence. It's 507, 509 in that area that is going to be important to pay attention to. Along the way, we have other resistance, so I might have to make them a little bit more visible. Look at this. So we have some at 450, around 450, we could be seeing some turbulence a little bit. So this is fantastic. I hope you took advantage of our buy signal call. We call something when we have a reasonable amount of confidence that things are going to continue. You can buy at any point in time. When you buy at other points in time, you are risking a little bit more. It can work. It can work. Everything can work. Even a broken clock with hands tells you the time twice a day. It can still work. But when I call it, I am using a very specific process. And most of the time, I would say 70, 80% of the time, this is going somewhere. Sometimes it goes further than other times, but at least it goes. Then it depends on how greedy you are, how much money you want to make. But basically, most of the time, you will have the opportunity to be in the money. So let's just see where this is taking us. What I especially like is that we are still into this bullish channel. We are respecting it. So now we are on the resistance side a little bit. So it's possible that we cave in. A stock should be zigzagging between the two lines. A zigzag might be happening, but I think that this all-time high that we broke today could be enticing more people to get into Tesla. So we could be continuing. This is a possibility. And I think that what might have helped today is that we have received some important numbers. So core inflation rate month over month, year over year, inflation rate month over month, year over year. Everything came out with no surprise. There was no surprise. Everybody was expecting this to happen. 0.3, the 3.3, and the 0.3, blah, blah, blah. So I think this helped because if we take a look at the VIX, which was climbing a little bit during the past couple of days, now took a plunge today. We are down 4%. And if you take a look at this plunge, it happened exactly when the data came out. Data came out good. So then the fear got out of the stock market. Boom. We had a big drop and now it's stabilized just a little bit above 1348. So this has contributed. So let's hope that it continues tomorrow. Let's take a look at bonds briefly. Bonds are climbing a little bit. We are still into a downward trend with the bonds. At least this is good. Let's take a look at our stock indices. Dow Jones, we are losing stochastic over 60. We are closing below the 21-day moving average. So this one is weakening a little bit more than what we would like. It's not too bad. We are still into a bullish channel. We are still above 43,339. So not that bad. SPX is gaining some strength, still above the moving average, and NASDAQ seems to have, look at this. NASDAQ was also propelled today. Very nice, above the moving average, still outside of our big bullish channel, still outside of it. We have this new bullish channel that started in August of this year. This is fantastic. Let's make enough money to buy a car. Christmas is coming a little bit early this month. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you at the prochaine.